Welcome to episode 12 of the Self-Led Journey podcast. This is the first podcast where I've done it on video, and I'm so excited. I thought it would be kind of dumb before to sit here by myself and talk to you and read you a story, but now I'm kind of just doing it improv, and I've wrote some pointer notes so that I don't go off track. But this brings me to my topic, which is like actively transitioning from reacting in your life to actively ruling it. And it has been a journey and a half, but we're getting there one day at a time, people, one day at a time. And I was just so afraid of coming out of my shell, but I'm actually really goofy, and I swear a lot, but I try not to swear so much on these podcasts because some people don't like it, and I understand that and I respect that. So also working in the construction industry for 12 years kind of plays into that as well. But it's just been so great to be actively ruling my life instead of reacting to things that are just coming my way, and just being able to set things in place and defining my personal code and actively ruling the spark that comes, because everybody has this spark inside of them that wants to come out. And it can be so challenging to just, not reacting to that instead of actively ruling it. And when you react to it, it could be a negative reaction, or okay, I got to stay small because that is what's around me. And I just totally disagree with that now, being on the other side. And I actively help people to come to be the best versions of them now, like I did. And it's been such an exciting journey. So in today's topic, or in today's podcast, or episode, I should say, we're going to be talking about defining your personal code, actively ruling your spark instead of waiting to react to it, and meeting your subconscious thoughts and being I want more. So making mistakes and owning them. Accountability, people. It's fine to make mistakes. Nothing has to be perfect. I've been through this journey of mine, and there's been so many things that I've perfected and, gone back over. But it comes to a point in time in your journey where you just need to stop. You just need to stop perfecting every little thing, because it's literally getting you nowhere. The more you perfect something, the less time you have actually for yourself, because it's consuming you. It's consuming your energy. It's consuming your time, and you could be actively working on something else in your life. So making mistakes and then working through them is fine. For instance, for my website, for my coaching, I had a website done for me. And I was you know what? I have to pay for all these extra plugins. I got to pay for, the booking system, the, Stripe to get paid, and then the calendar and all of this other crap. And by the time that it came to the end of it, it was going to be over $100 a month just for this website and all the plugins. And I was just well, this seems stupid. So I literally scrapped it and found a better system, which is Paperbell, which has a whole other system included. But this means I've told everybody, this is my website, and I posted it everywhere on all my platforms, on all of my stuff. And yes, I did tell everybody, but that's okay. It's a learning curve. You're going to make mistakes in anything that you do. And yes, in the beginning, I felt kind of stupid, but you know what? I was whatever. I'm this is part of the growth, because if you don't feel uncomfortable, then there's no growth. If you're just constantly comfortable all the time and, everything is perfect, you're not getting anywhere. You're not going outside of that box. And so in this journey of mine, that's what I was learning. That's what I was teaching myself. And yes, it was scary. And yes, it felt uncomfortable, but it also felt really exhilarating after I'd completed everything and been okay, maybe this is what I'll do differently next time. But if we're constantly focusing on the whole negative side of that, then we're just going to be stuck there in that perfectionism. And it really doesn't help us get to where we want to go. So, and the second thing is not taking your life so seriously. I mean, sounds kind of hypocritical of me, but for the last 6 months, I've been in hermit mode. And I love it. And, and I love it to a certain extent. But it was a very good time for me to go into that hermit mode where I didn't speak to people, where I didn't need external validation. I was focusing on me because it brought me to this place now that I can be me without a validation from other people. And, excuse me, when we allow life to tell us how to do things, we don't actually learn because we're just following like this rule book. And that's how we go from reacting to life to ruling it. And this can create this, it can create this block for you if you're constantly in this hermit mode all the time and not actually going out. So yes, during your phase of I went through a lot of stuff last year. So I went through a phase of healing. I also went through a lot of relationship stuff as well. So I was also healing from that. But for some people, it may not be the same. They may be in their leadership journey, and it takes a lot for someone to sit with themselves and reflect on what they've gone through in their life. And this is how I became ruling my life instead of reacting to it, because I sat with my thoughts. I sat with everything that had happened. I sat with everything that I was feeling so that I could actually feel those emotions and then react to it the way that I wanted to react to it, instead of allowing for it to rule me. And it made such a huge difference because, yes, I took life very seriously at that time, and now I'm able to come out of my shell. But you have to be able to make that call once you've done the process of choosing yourself, to allow things to come into your life and then rule it instead of reacting to it. And it's been a whirlwind, but when you sit there and you wait and you wait and you wait, you're just constantly waiting for something bad to happen. And that's not what we want for our lives. We want to be able to, react to it in a way that's good for us. Not react to it, but actively, be able to deal with it and not let it consume us. And not be a huge monumental thing because something has happened. And this is where I feel like things can really go off track if you're not aware. So taking the time for yourself and being able to just, set aside, go in that hermit mode, reflect on whatever it is that you have to reflect on, and then come back and detach from any layer so that way you can actively rule your life. You can have the fun in your life. You can do whatever it is that you want to do without everybody having their input in your life. And there is never going to be a perfect time for when you have to, rule your life. There's never a perfect time. It's just going to be when you step out of your comfort zone and you take off the blindfold and you rip off the handcuffs here and you're like, this is my life. This is how I'm going to rule it. This is how I'm going to step into my leadership role. This is how I want to succeed. This is how I want my life to go. And launch the project. Launch whatever it is that you want to do. Finish the song that you wrote. I don't know, whatever it is that you want to do. Like for me, for instance, like I really, really, really want to be able to learn how to write music. I love music. I love singing, but I have no idea how to write music. And that's something that, you know, I'm definitely going to pick up on this year at some point in my spare time, is learning how to write music, because I love singing, but I just don't know how to write the music, and I don't know how to play any instruments, but I can learn how to do that. And it just takes that one simple, small step in your life to like launch it and to just, you know, go out there and be you. Be your authentic self, because that's you ruling your world and not reacting to everything that's coming your way. So now what will happen is when you are in the stages of like launching something or going out, you're going to have subconscious thoughts. They're going to be everywhere. Subconscious thoughts are going to be like, they're just going to come at you, this self-doubt, and then you're going to self-sabotage because you're like, oh my God, this feels uncomfortable. I don't want to do this. I don't want to, you know, I don't want to do it. And it's like, no, I want more from me. You've got to retrain the brain to be like, no, I am going to rule my world. No, I am going to be at the top, because that is what I want. And self-sabotaging is, everybody does it. Everybody self-sabotages all the time. Like, you know, I've done it a million times, and I didn't realize I was doing it until it was done. I know people that self-sabotage all the time, and I call them out on it, like people that I know that I'm friends with, because I want them to be better. I want them to do better. Like, my ex, let's say, he is a prime example of this. And if he listens to this, he'll know exactly what I'm talking about. But he is a heavy equipment technician, and he really wanted to get into the jobs up north, which make more money. And this was a long time ago. And I'm like, why don't you go do it? And so I found a job for on a listing online, and he was like, no, I won't get hired for that. I won't do this. I won't be able to do this. I won't be able to do that. And I'm like, why won't you be able to do any of it? And he was like self-sabotaging himself. And this was like, the pay that they were paying was like something that he had been wanting, a goal of his. Like he really wanted it. And he really wanted to be making, it was a huge goal for him. But he was self-sabotaging himself because he was reacting to the post instead of ruling it. And I'm like, absolutely not. Like, this is something you wanted. Like, you have to push. You have to go forward. And sure enough, he went into the interview. He got the job. Like, he got the job after 3 interviews or something like that they had, because they really make sure that their employees, like, that they want to hire these people. It's a lot of money for the company to process all that stuff. So it takes about 3 interviews. And he got the job, and he was making top dollar like he wanted to, and he was so proud of himself. Well, I don't know about that, but he should have been proud of himself, because you know what? But his self-sabotaging ways were getting the best of him. He was trying to actively self-sabotage himself. And this is a prime example of that. But it's overcoming your subconscious thoughts and being like, I can do this. I can take control. I can be at the top, because these are going to pop up in your head. And they happen to me as well. But for jobs, like, I don't even know. That's a really hard one for me, because like every single job that I've gone into, actually that's a lie. My mom always said to me, she was like, Emma, you're going to get the job. And I would be like, I don't think I'm going to get the job. Like, this is when I was younger. But every single time I came out of the interview, I got the job. And, you know, I used her words of affirmations for somebody else. But it's funny how you don't actually think about that yourself until you start valuing yourself, until you start thinking that you're worthy of said job. And it's just being blunt with yourself. And even when it feels uncomfortable, tell yourself what you would tell your friend. Because what you would tell your friend, you wouldn't tell your friend that she's not going to get the job. You're going to tell your friend that she is going to do excellent work with her job and she's going to knock it out of the park. You're not going to tell your friend that she's going to be like, oh no, I don't think you're going to get it, and like put all this negative, like, you know, energy into her brain. And it's like, no, you wouldn't do that. You'd just be like, damn girl, you're going to get it. And allowing yourself to be okay with more. And how we do this is like allowing space in our mind to accept the fact that we are worth more. Because if we value ourselves, we can hold more. And the reason why I say that we can hold more is because your thoughts and your beliefs make who you are. So if you are constantly telling yourself, I'm not good enough, I'm not going to get this, I'm fat, I'm ugly, I'm this, that, and the other, you are going to believe that over and over again. And, you know, I'm a victim of this too. Like for years I used to say, like, I'm fat, and like I would say I'm like, you know, I don't look good enough, or this, that, and the other, I'm not small enough. And you have to allow yourself to be more in order to allow more. Because if your brain is 95% of it's taken up by negative thoughts and negative energy about yourself, then you're not going to be able to hold space for bigger things to come in your life. And it's just allowing the space so that way you can develop into a more profound version of you. And listening to what you want and not allowing other people's, you know, words and thoughts and everything else project onto you, and creating the boundary. Boundaries are huge. You know, when we are ruling our world, we need to set and be okay with making boundaries. And, you know, for years, like, I didn't have any boundaries at all. Like, I wouldn't even understand what a boundary was until like recently. And boundaries are not bitchiness. Boundaries are there to protect your energy, protect you so that you can be the best version of you, so that you can be that best version of you for you, but also for the people that you're setting these boundaries for. Because if there are no boundaries in place, like, you're literally filling yourself up or filling up everybody else's cup from an empty cup. And then there's nothing left for you. And boundaries are there to protect your inner world. So that way your brain and your mind is not being filled up with negative energy. It's being filled up with positive love and light. So that way you can hold more space. And, you know, it's taken me a long time to actually realize that I'm like, why didn't I have this? Why didn't I have that? Why didn't I have this? And I couldn't have it. The reason why I couldn't have it is because there was all this negative gunk in my subconscious mind holding up space that wasn't benefiting me. So if I have all this crap being filled in my subconscious mind, I'm not going to be able to hold anything good. It's just going to be becoming overwhelming. And so listening to your boundaries and live your life the way you want instead of reacting to it. So, you know, if people are wanting you to go out all the time and you don't want to go out, don't go out. You stay at home. You to protect your energy. Just do something that makes you fulfilled. Pour back into you. Like, every single morning, I meditate before I even get out of bed. And sometimes I fall back asleep, but, you know. I meditate every single morning, and it's to clear the mind and to also receive all those intuitive downloads, because that is when it's prime, is in the morning for me and at night before I go to sleep, which, I mean, sometimes it's not the greatest because then I can't sleep. But yeah, it's just allowing the space for yourself in the morning without any projection from external noises or people around you. And, you know, not everybody is negative, and that is not what I'm saying. And I'm not saying to get rid of everybody in, you know, in your life. But if they're not benefiting you and then they're filling up your mind with all these negative things and they have a very negative outlook on life, there is 0 point to you holding that. That is their life. They've chosen that. That is their decision. And it's really not it's not your decision. It was theirs, and it's your life. So you need to choose how you want, what you want in your life. And that is setting that boundary. And yes, they could have done a million things under the sun for you. But that is not a reason for your brain to be filled with negative energy. And if somebody is guilting you into that, then are they really meant to be in your life because they're guilting you with negative energy? So just making sure that you protect what you want in your life instead of and you rule your world instead of reacting to everything that's coming your way. And that is how you move forward. There is no other option. So from today's episode, I want to let you know, not let you know, what am I talking about? I got distracted because I'm like, oh my God, is it not recording anymore? I want you to take away this. Making mistakes is totally fine, and taking accountability and learning from it. You know, not dwelling on it, not like, oh my God, I shouldn't have done that, I shouldn't have done this. No, it's taking accountability for it, learning from it, and moving forward and using it as a learning tool, not as I screwed up and I don't want to do this anymore. And just when you have a spark in something, just actively go with it. Don't even think about it. Just be like, okay, yeah, I'm going to do that. And even if you did it for like half an hour and you don't like it, then you've learned that you don't like it. It's literally taking that time to just for yourself to like learn stuff about you that you like. And your subconscious thoughts are very important, even though they are filled with mostly garbage until you actually do the proper healing and rewriting your subconscious mind. So just be mindful of rewriting them and making sure you know what you want in this world and making sure that, you know, it's okay to want more and you're allowed to have more. And filling up your subconscious mind with beautiful thoughts and positive energy instead of someone else's projections or stuff that you've learned from before, which you know is probably not true. But the more you tell yourself that negative information, the more you believe it. And I hope that you enjoyed today's episode. I really enjoyed making it this way, and I'm going to continue doing it this way. If you need any help in your journey, I have some exciting news. I have started a SKOOL community. It's called the Self-Leadership Circle. And I've also started an academy as well. So next week, I'll be launching that academy where I will be building it live. So it'll be a module per week on how to choose yourself. It's the choose yourself method. And this is what I've learned in my journey. And, you know, I truly believe that this can change people's worlds, whether you're at the beginning of your journey or whether you're at the end or like in a career that you really like, but you're struggling with confidence, you're struggling on leveling up. This is perfect. And for that. Also the career leap, like if you are looking for a new career, you know, and you're 30 years old like me, do it. If you're 50, do it. If you're 60, do it. Do what it is. You have one time in this life. And you should truly make the most of it. It doesn't matter your age. And maybe it feels a little bit more daunting, but really it's just a self-limiting belief that you've told yourself. So this is what my program is, the Choose Yourself Method, and I will be putting it on, I will be uploading the modules weekly so that way you can learn at a good pace. if you are interested in more one-on-one coaching, I offer that as well. I will be putting that up on my SKOOL platform as well. The academy is called the Self Leadership Academy. That one is a paid SKOOL community, which is a monthly fee. The one-on-one coaching, it will be put on there as well. I haven't done it quite yet, but my old website is still up and running. So if you would like, or if you're interested in that, I would link that below. Yeah, I'm just so excited to start this journey, and I hope you enjoyed today's podcast, and I'll see you on the next one. And if this resonated with you and you know somebody that it might resonate with, please feel free to share it. That would mean the world to me. I hope you have a beautiful day. Thank you for listening to the Self-Led Journey podcast with Louise.